Now, I'm going to be talking about positive affirmations for kids. If you're a parent, it's not just for educationists. Educationists can also try this out in your classroom with your learners. I'll get to the point where that is very, very important for educationists. But for a parent, if you are a parent, really, try these 9 steps I'm going to give to you now. Tell your children. Before I get to share this with you, I was listening to a show, I think one of the interviews of Winfrey Opera with Jennifer Lopez. I know sometimes we don't like to listen to celebrities. Some of us, we just feel they are worldly. We know all those things that people say. But sometimes when you listen to them and you get in depth into their life, you see that it's not just about all the paparazzi that you see on TV. What makes them who they are is also very important. So like I tell people, even if at your workplace, really, I'm getting a particular amount of salary, I'm earning this and I'm earning that. It's not about what you're earning, it's about who you are becoming on the job. Very important. Just so who am I becoming on the job? So like back to what Winfrey Opera and Jennifer Lopez said, right? Winfrey Opera asked a question and it struck. She said, "What is your mantra, Jenny?" And Jennifer said, "I have different affirmations that I do." And I'm like, oh wow, so maybe I'm not even the only one doing affirmations, because I was thinking, are you really sure this affirmation is not something that how sure are you that it's really helpful? Because I began to see the progress as I continued to do it. And she said she doesn't just do it, she does it with her kids. So it is obvious, it's pretty obvious that the affirmations were working for her, and she decided to inculcate it in her children. So she said every single morning she wakes up, alongside we had children, she does these affirmations. Well, someday I'm going to be a mother, and I think it's high time we start helping our children to grow into what we want them to be. Why? I have come to understand that most of the adulthood that we live in is all of the encumbrances that we have picked up as children that we're living out. It's the blueprint, the mental blueprint that we're living. So like they say that your unconscious, that's the subconscious, goes into the conscious. That's where your mind is, and then your mind shifts to your thoughts, and your thoughts become your actions gradually a habit, and eventually it forms your character. That is who you are. So imagine you start your children out with affirmations that help them feel better, right? So it's not about telling a child something. For me, I always say it's not what you tell your child, it's how you tell your child what you tell your child that keeps up with that child. Even when you're not there tomorrow, even when you're not at the background anymore, when you're no longer playing that role, it keeps up. That's what helps them. So I'm going to give you this 9. Just take it. You can add yours as well. Tell yourself or tell your children that I believe in myself. So tell your children that every single day it is important for them to believe in themselves. 2, I get better every single day. What does it mean when I say that I get better every single day? Now, I get better every single day. That's because my heart is beautiful, right? I have a large heart and I can help people. Now, I am an amazing person. I am enough. Your children need to know how amazing they are. Speak into them. Speak positivity into them. They need to know how amazing they are. Really, it helps to boost their self-esteem, especially when they are with their mates. Let me tell you, a lot of these things, I know we talk about bullying, right? People love to bully. When we talk about bullying, it doesn't just stop at the level of children. Even adults today bully. We see bullying everywhere, even cyberbullying. There are so many forms of bullying that we see everywhere. So you need to help your children to, build that confidence, that self-esteem in themselves, that they are amazing and they are enough. That way, someone will not just talk down. They don't just talk down at them because they know who they really are. It's like saying, I know who I am. So once you know who you are, people cannot just talk down at you anyhow. It doesn't matter how much you want to take away sadness from you or what they want to remove from you. You still know that you have that substance, that word. And all of my problems will have solutions. Your children are bound to make mistakes, but help them to learn. So how about when your child comes back from work and instead of asking, what did you do today? What were the good things? And expecting to get the hundreds and the A's and the B's. What did you fail at today? You can ask your child, what did you fail at today? And the child tells him, well, mommy, I think I did everything right, but there was at this point when I wasn't sure what I did and how I did it, but it just happened this way. Now, with that mistake, you can help correct your child or redirect your child or push your child to what you want your child to be. Now, that help is it's sending a signal to your children as they grow that even in the reality of life, right, you're bound to make mistakes. But how you see those mistakes, how you push forward from those mistakes and all of it is what will eventually get you to where you want to be. Are we together? Now, if they understand all of this, they know that challenges will help them to grow. And if a challenge can help your child to grow, this simply says, my child can speak up for himself or herself and say that I am in charge of my joy and my happiness. Inside of me, there is a light that sparks, and if that light sparks, it will definitely radiate to others. And if it can radiate to others, it simply means that I'm giving out my original, authentic self. Because guess what? That's what the universe really needs anyway. The universe already needs someone who gives out his authentic self. Really, what can you give out? What strikes you? What makes you different? That's what they want. That's what we really want at the end of the day, really. So that's it. Now let's go on to education. Is try to practice this as much as possible. At least this is 2022. When we talk about the growth mindset, we've talked about the mental mindset as the mental perception, the mental shift, which I expect that parents should be doing from home. Now, for we teachers, help your child's growth mindset. There are some, okay, let me give you a practical instance, really. Sometimes in class, a particular subject is about to be taught. The children just switch off the moment the teacher comes into class, right? They switch off the moment they hear that subject. They don't want to listen. they really don't want to listen, really, trust me. And what do? First of all, their attention, they lose attention. Attention span gone. Listening, they are off, they are closed. Now what do? They now decide to find whom they're going to distract. Sometimes they are lucky to get a partner in crime, a partner in distraction. They go ahead and distract the rest of the children. But say this to your child. I know some subjects are difficult. They are not as easy as the others, or they appear difficult, so to say. Now say this to your child, right? I can do hard tasks. I can do tricky tasks. Always keep saying this to your learners. I can do tricky tasks. I can do hard tasks. Now, if your child believes that I can do tricky tasks, if your learner believes that he or she can carry out a tricky task, they can't carry this out. Why? Because their brain can stretch. Tell them that. If the first thing you do anytime you come into your classroom education is, my brain can stretch. Tell your children this. Let them say it 3 times. My brain can stretch. My brain can stretch. My brain can stretch. There's this one of our staff in school. She'll tell you, kiss your brain. So it's a way of making you, just kiss your brain, and it's a way of making them feel happy. So they want to learn. They are eager to absorb what you want to give them. So get that hype, put that vibe in them. They want to learn. But it's how you, like they always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say what you say. Now tell your children again, or tell your learners that I can get smarter when I practice. So when I put the first maths formula on the board, I know it can seem a bit tarky, it can seem a bit questionable, I'm not sure, my eyes begin to see blah 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 blah. But if I go on with constant practice, I become smarter and I can do this. Now how do I put it? Don't just stop at telling yourself that I can't do this. I hate it whenever I hear someone say, oh God, I can't do this. The truth is, yes, we see obstacles that we can't do. We see, the moment you say I can't do this, that means you've already seen a wall. You've already built an obstacle, you've built a wall, and it's going to be difficult to build, to break or pass through that wall, right? Rather, say to yourself that I will start with the part that I can do. Very important, please learn this. I will start with the part that I can do. Now, if I start with the part that I can do, what happens? I will start from the known to the unknown. And that's how most tasks are. most scientists that I've known today, most people that have invented one thing or the other. When we talk about invention, like I'm a very creative person, I tell you, when you want to create something, it starts with the mind. That's that mindset we're talking about, that good mindset. So you have to first of all conceive in your mind that you can do it. Start from the parts that you can do. Was it Thomas Edison who lighted the bulbs of the 1000 the other time? Remember that story of Thomas Edison? He had to light the bulbs. We all know the story of how he created the bulbs and the sparks and everything came up. But do we know that he tried it 1,000 times before he got it? Now imagine that one time he did not do it. What would have happened? Perhaps we wouldn't know that name today. Likewise, it is for many other people. I'm a writer. Let's talk about J.K. Rowling, right? J.K. Rowling had gone through a whole lot. But today, she's not just a writer, she's a famous writer. So I remember Obama saying she lost, was it 12 times or thereabout? But I'll always tell you, that's the Obama spirit. We always say, yes, yes, we can. So if we always say, yes, we can, that means we will always get to that point, whatever it is we want to achieve. So tell yourself this year, 2022, yes, I can. It's good enough. No, that is not for me. Go beyond saying it's good enough. I don't want good enough anymore, right? Now, what I want to say is, can I make it super duper? It's up to me. Can I make it super duper? And yes, of course we can. Be a team player, be goal oriented. If you have to shift some certain things to make sure you're still on that path, really, trust me, you have to do it. So if you have to shift out some things to make sure you stretch, move on, do it. If you have to add something to make sure you become who you are, go ahead and do it. Don't listen to people. Don't think about what people are going to say, because of course definitely people are going to say, and people don't really care about you. Let me tell you the truth. People don't really care about you. When I mean people don't really care, it's not like people don't really care about what, but whatever you're doing, right? People only want to see what you can do. That's what I'm trying to say. So what can you do? That's what people want to see at the end of the day, in the end. So it's not about what you've done, what you can do, what you get. Like I always tell you, I earn a salary, but it's not about what I get from my salary, right? It's what I can become in the field where I have seen myself, and that's what makes that difference. That's what makes me better. That's what makes my path continue to unfold. That's what gives me the energy, the drive to get to where I want to be. Now, if you have any positive affirmation that you also do, right, I would like you to share with us in this comment section. Let's read it. Let's look at it. Let's know what it is that also keeps you going, because many of us have so many affirmations. I go through my friends' pages too. I see some of their affirmations. Sometimes it's quite different from mine. Some of them have to do with energy, some have to do with drive, some have to do with commitment, focus, resilience, whatever it is, even if it's tenacity. Just make sure that there is something that consistently propels you or pushes you every morning to get closer to your dream. I can't emphasize that. I really want to talk about that. Whatever it is that is your dream, pursue it. Not everybody would key into that vision, because not everybody really understands what it is that is your dream, but only you do, and God has deposited it in you. So whatever it is He has deposited, why not give it out to the universe, so that the universe can as well embrace you and love you for who you really are. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, you have not liked this content, and you have not commented, what should I say right now? Okay. All right, please do that. Like our video, right? Give it a thumbs up. Just click that subscribe button. It doesn't take anything. It's not going to reduce your data or anything. So it just helps us, right? It makes me happy. I'm happy when I keep seeing that my subscription is going up. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and share with your friends, right? Any educationist around you, any parent, anyone whom this channel is going to benefit, right? Just go ahead and share, and I'm really grateful. Thank you for doing that. My name is Sandra Achebe. I'm a creative educationist, recreating edu values and molding new tenants. See you next week. Bye for now. Okay.